Superstition by Stevie Wonder is actually played a full step down, but I'm just still in standard tuning here. If you want to play along with the recorded version, you'd actually have to drop all your strings a half step. But then it's being played in E formation anyway, so I'm just staying in standard tuning to show you how to play this. The opening riff is going to happen with a hammer-on out of the 6th string 5th fret to the 6th string 7th fret, moving with your first finger and pinky to hammer on, or first finger and ring finger. So that's the first hammer on. And then immediately behind that, you move your first finger to the 5th string 5th fret, you pluck that, and then you go to the 5th string 7th fret. After hitting the 5th string 7th fret, you immediately hit the open E. And after that, you're really wanting to almost be able to provide a drone on that E while a lot of the rest of the riff is going on. And in order to do that, you really kind of have to get into a rhythm with your right hand, and I'll explain to you maybe how to get that, or hopefully how to get that rhythm in a minute, but let me show you the rest of the riff. So we've got, so after hitting the low 6th string, you then come back to the still fretted 5th string 7th fret. You hit it and then you go down to the D string, or not D string, but the D note of the 5th string, so 5th string 5th fret. And then you come back up to the 7th fret of the 5th string. So far we've got, and then you move to, with your first finger, the 4th string 5th fret. And then you move back to the 5th string with your first finger on the 5th fret, and you pluck up for this. Everything else so far has been a down strum, like. And then moving back though to 1st string 5th fret, you're going to pluck up because that's a bit of an upbeat. And then you'll pluck down after that, so. And then you'll pluck it a third time and hammer on into the 5th string 7th fret. So that's coming together like. After you get there, it then walks back up going. So that is 5th string 5th fret, 5th string 7th fret, not 5th string, 6th string 5th fret, 6th string 7th fret, 5th string 5th fret, and then 5th string 7th fret. So we've got. After this, you go back to the 4th string 5th fret, and then back to the 5th string 5th fret, and do the same kind of hiccup into a hammer on into the E. And it repeats. Each time it doesn't do that lead in though. The lead in only happens at the beginning and then like coming out of the choruses, but and then the riff begins here. You can probably hear, and there's no singularly like correct way to play this song. There's a lot of embellishment that is happening with Stevie Wonder playing the keys that surround that little box right there, like 6th string 5 fret, 6th string 6 fret, 6th string 7 fret, 5 string 5 fret, 5 string 6 fret, and 5 string 7 fret, and then 4 string 5 fret. There's a lot of embellishing that happens right in there, but the main riff, so that's something that you can practice to get that main riff. Okay, I want to take a minute to talk about the rhythm and the strumming of this real quick. And first let me say, I think it's perfectly acceptable for the rhythm or whatever you're doing to just be singling out the individual notes. But it's always fun for me with the guitar to actually be strumming something. So what I'm doing is, in addition to my left hand keeping track of the riff that I've shown you earlier, my right hand, I'm allowing it more leniency in what strings it is hitting to create a percussive rhythm that is going across more than just the single string that is receiving the left-hand fingering for the riff. In doing that, I think that it gives a larger sound on acoustic guitar, keeping in mind that this song was not meant for acoustic guitar or even electric guitar. It's being played on keys by Stevie Wonder. But whenever you adapt it to an acoustic guitar, I just feel like it gives it more character to play it bigger with a larger strum pattern. So the way to achieve that, I think, is once you get the fingerings down of what the riff is, start off by just learning it maybe string for string so that you get the feel of it, but then begin to broaden the scope of how you're hitting the strings and just become wider and wider so that you're encompassing more of the strings while using your left hand. Usually my second and ring fingers aren't doing a whole lot in this song. I use those fingers to mute the strings that I'm not wanting to be played so that I can get that percussive feel out of the strings. And it'll take some practice, but I think that you can get there too just by starting off learning the individual riff and widening it to just a more forceful strumming pattern. And in it also, it's usually okay to leave that sixth string as a drone that will just pick up, that your pick can hit as often as you're strumming. Because again, keep in mind, this song is, throughout the majority of it, the bass is just, that's all the bass is doing, is hitting the low E string. In the back half of the verse, horns come in with a specific line that I tend to mimic whenever I'm playing this song on acoustic. So here's how I'm playing that. I move and start to play my E's as an E7, as like an actual chord. I put my second finger on the 5th string 7th fret, my first finger on the 4th string 6th fret, and my ring finger on the 3rd string 7th fret. And I hit it twice. And then it walks up. Is what it sounds like the horns are doing. So that's a quick little chromatic walk up going on the 6th string, 5, 6, 7. It's going that quick, and then immediately the 5th fret of the 5th string back down to the 7th fret of the 6th string, hitting that again, and then hammering from the 5th string 5th fret up to the 7th fret of the 5th string. That's coming together as in. And then it goes. So I hit my E7 again, and then I drop it all a fret, and I hit it, and then pull it back up to the relative 7th fret, and then the way that you do that is you slide up on the 4th string to the, to the 9th fret, and then come down to the 4th string 5th fret, and terminate to the 5th string 7th fret. And that's all coming together like. Of course, if you don't want to learn that separate part, because like I said, it's horns that are playing it. Of course, there's not really, none of these main riffs are guitar anyway, but if you don't want to learn that part, you can just keep on the main riff. Whenever it gets to the chorus, the chords to the chorus, I've seen people play this a variety of ways, but at their core, I think that they're all just major 7 chords. So the first one is a B major 7. The way that I'm making this is my second finger is going to the 6th string 7th fret. My first finger is going to the 5th string 6th fret. My ring finger is going to the 4th string 7th fret. And then my pinky finger is going to go down on the 3rd string 8th fret. This is the first chord of the chorus. The great thing about this kind of difficult chord that you've got to make right here is that once you get it into the B position, the entire chorus is in this chord shape right here. So the second chord of the chorus is just take this and move it up 1 fret. So my second finger is now on the 6th string, 8th fret. Everything else in the same relative positions. Then it goes back down to the B. Then slide everything down 1 more fret so that your second finger is on the 6th fret of the 6th string. And then bring it down 1 more to this A major 7. And then it comes back up to the B major 7 for a... So I'm bringing my second finger back up to the 6th string, 7th fret. And it's a quick down, up, down, up. And then I lift my fingers up off of the fret so that it stops the notes. Otherwise it would keep ringing. As opposed to... And then back into the main riff. And those are the chords and the riffs to Superstition by Stevie Wonder. Hopefully this gives you an idea of how to approach the song.